Here's a song called Roll On, Buddy, Roll On. Again, one of the most standard songs in the bluegrass repertoire. You hear lots of artists, past and present, cover this song. And as usual, I'm going to start by just singing it for you, and then as promised, we're going to rip into some G licks and get a sweet single note kickoff worked up on this one. I'm going to that East K Road. I'm going to that East K Road. I'm going to the east, I'm going to the west. I'm going to the one that I love best. Roll on, buddy, roll on. Roll on, buddy, roll on. You wouldn't roll so slow if you knew what I know. So roll on, buddy, roll on. Now here's a standard lick that we've already learned in this series, and I just want to show you how I've varied that and included it in this kickoff. The lick from the kickoff is, so notice the similarities. Standard lick, here it is in a variation. Now that little slide from the 2nd fret to the 5th fret of the D to the unison of the open G is very common. So you're going to see a couple of those in this kickoff arrangement as well. Here's a standard bluesy lick that uses both the flat 7 and the flat 5. You're going to hear that right away in the first couple bars of this arrangement. This is another standard bluesy lick that we've used already. And I'm just kind of reiterating that because you're hearing this language throughout the kickoff to Roll On Buddy. Moving on to a bonus bluesy lick in 2 octaves. Take that one and run with it. Now here's a standard C chord lick. Right? You've heard that before. Such a cool lick. You can interpolate this lots of ways. Here's how I vary it to work into this kickoff. So you'll hear that directly in the arrangement. Now here's a cool major pentatonic sliding lick. That's in there. And then this is one of my favorite licks of all time. If you're going to get anything from this entire course, I hope you pick this one up and use it in your bluegrass soloing. That is just over a G major chord, open, flatted 3rd, major 3rd, open, flatted 3rd, down the scale. I call this going up the hill, sliding down the hill. And we use this at the end of the kickoff briefly. Then work it on down to the 5 chord. So breezing through this because by now you've got the tools, you've got this page of licks to work on, to incorporate, to work it into your playing, use these in context, and then you'll know them. Now I'm going to start with the kickoff arrangement at slow tempo, 70 beats per minute. I'll go ahead and play this through for you, and then I'm going to take a few of these licks out of them and isolate them and just kind of show you how I approached it. So here we go, the kickoff to Roll On Buddy, 70 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3. Cool. Here's a few of those licks and sort of how I incorporated them. Starting with G run number 1. So we've done a lot of G runs already, and we've done versions of this same one. The one I want to point out about this is that this is kind of the way a lot of players would play a G run on a fast song, because this song can go by pretty fast. And this allows us to really sneak it in there quickly. So here's your bass note, open A, and you do all of this with your first finger. You do a combination of a hammer-on and a slide. Hammer onto the first fret, slide it up to the second fret. That way, roll on, buddy, roll on. You can do it at really fast tempo, and it actually gets really, really easy to do once you get used to that technique. The G run number 2 is the one I'm using at the end of this kickoff, and it has the flat 7 in it. So the exact same lick, but playing the 3rd fret of the D string instead of the 2nd fret. So that makes it sound more bluesy. Roll on, buddy, roll on. You'll hear a lot of players use that version of the G run. So the variation from this kickoff arrangement is that one, but starting on the open G instead of the low bass note G, and it goes. So there you go. That's how I adapted that G run and fit it into the kickoff. So let's go ahead and give this kickoff a try at performance tempo. 1, 2, 3. Roll on, buddy, roll on. Roll on, buddy, roll on. You wouldn't roll so slow if you knew what I know. So roll on, buddy, roll on. Such a fun song. Now you got all these tools and tricks. Time to just have some fun and roll on with it.